Jai Hind students, today we'll discuss electric field intensity due to spherical shell. So spherical shell can be of two types. Okay, it can be hollow or solid. Okay, hollow means it is like this, nothing is inside, it has only surface. This is the hollow sphere. Solid sphere means it would be like this. This is the solid sphere, means some material would be inside. This is the solid sphere. Now hollow sphere can be of two types. It can be conducting or non-conducting. Similarly, solid sphere can be of two types, conducting and non-conducting. Now what is conducting sphere? Conducting sphere means it can conduct electricity. It would, if you will give the charge, it would conduct, means it will spread the charge outside. Means if you will give charge to this hollow sphere, if you will give charge to this hollow sphere, the charge, since it has only this surface, the charge would spread outside. Okay. Non-conducting, since it is non-conducting and hollow, so you can give charge to its surface only. So charge would come to its surface. Since it is non-conducting and it has only this surface where charge can reside, so charge would come on the surface. It has this surface, charge would automatically come over here on the surface. Now see, this is the solid, but it is conducting. Now see the concept. If you give charge to this conducting sphere, then what would happen? This charge would come outside. As it is conducting, it will push the charge towards its surface. This charge would come outside, means spread again on its surface. Okay. Now see the condition of non-conducting hollow sphere. As it is non-conducting, this is the solid sphere, and if you will give charge to this charge, suppose you are giving positive charge, this positive charge would spread to its volume. It would not come outside. It would come outside also on the volume, on the surface also, as well as on this it will spread on its volume. So here charge is on the surface, here it is again on the surface, charge is again on the surface, here it is spread throughout on its volume. So we have three cases, three similar cases, okay, where charge would come outside on the surface. Here the charge would come, would spread on the surface. So electric field intensity E due to case 1, 2 and 3 would be same. We will discuss it, and for this case electric field intensity would be different. So we will discuss electric field intensity due to case 1, 2 and 3. Now we have to calculate electric field intensity due to this hollow, this is the case of hollow, conducting as well as non-conducting and solid. As we know that if it is a solid conducting sphere, if this is solid conducting sphere, charge would automatically push outward, would come outward on its surface. So three cases we have, as I told you before, we will have same. Now we have to find out electric field intensity due to this sphere at point P, and suppose this distances R and the radius of this sphere is capital R. Now we have to find the value of electric field intensity due to this spherical shell. Okay, so we will use Gauss theorem, and what is given? We don't know how much charge is spread on its surface. For that we know sigma is charge per unit area. in 1 unit area charge is sigma. This we know. Because how much plus charge is given we don't know, but we know that in unit area charge is sigma, and we know that this area, this whole area is pi r square. This is r, this is capital R, and we know this whole area is pi r square. In 1 unit area charge, here we will calculate that in 1 unit area charge is sigma. In this area pi r square, charge would be sigma pi r square. This we have calculated. Okay. Now come to the step number 1. Step number 1 of Gauss theorem is you have to imagine one Gaussian surface since it is sphere. Okay. So we will consider the Gaussian surface would be this sphere. This we have done in last video also. So many times we have done. This would be the Gaussian surface. Step number 1 is you have to imagine Gaussian surface. This we have imagined. Now you have to see the symmetry of, step number 2 is you have to see the symmetry of E and theta on the whole Gaussian surface. See just here on this small portion, what would be the direction of electric field intensity? These are positive charge. Because of this, value of electric field intensity or the direction of electric field intensity would be outward, and its value would be E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q, this charge, Q upon this R square. This R square. Okay, just look at here. Okay, here what is the direction of E? Radially outward. What would be direction of A? Outside. What is theta? 0. Here again, what is the value of, what is the direction of area vector? Outward. And what is theta? 0. So symmetry of E, A and theta. Symmetry of E, theta. Symmetry of E and theta throughout on the Gaussian surface is symmetry, has symmetry. This we have done earlier also. So we have a symmetry of E and theta. Everywhere E is same because R is same. Everywhere theta is same because direction of E and A is same. Now come to the third step. Third step is you have to calculate. Step number 3 is you have to calculate. You have to go inside the Gaussian surface, and inside the Gaussian space you have to find the value of Q. This is the third step. Now let us find the value of Q inside the Gaussian surface. This is, we will jump inside the Gaussian. This is the Gaussian surface, and we have to jump inside the Gaussian surface, and we have to calculate value of Q. Step 3 is you have to calculate value of Q inside the Gaussian surface. Inside this Gaussian surface. This is the point where a student commit mistake. Okay. See, we know that charge per unit area is sigma. This we know very. Now we have to say, we know that in unit area charge is sigma. Okay. Now we have to see which area. We have to see this area. Okay. And in this area, what is the value of surface area? Here it is pi. This is capital R square. What here student commit mistake? They write capital small r square. They write 4 pi small r square. No. You have to see, you have to go inside the Gaussian surface, then you have to see the charge. So surface means in 4 pi r square area, what would be the value of charge? It would be sigma into 4 pi small r square, sorry, capital R square. Since radius of this sphere is capital R. Is this clear? Now charge is, Q is 4 pi r square into sigma. This is the value of charge inside the Gaussian surface. For that we have to take capital R, not small r. Okay, this is done. Now charge we have calculated. Step number 4. Step number 4 is we have to apply the formula. Formula is E A cos theta is equal to Q upon epsilon naught. Okay. we have to find the value of E. We will write it as it is. Now what is A? Area of what? This is the area of this Gaussian surface. You have to keep this thing in your mind. And this whole area is how much? This is 4 pi small r square. This point is very important. See, this is small r square and that was capital R square. Here the area will take it Gaussian surface area. This is 4 pi r square into cos 0, that is 1, and q, value of q is 4 pi capital R square into sigma divided by epsilon naught. 4 pi cancel, and value of E is R square sigma upon epsilon naught small r square. E is R epsilon naught sigma upon r square. So we can say E is equal to epsilon naught is constant, sigma is constant, and small r is the radius of this sphere. So we can say E is inversely proportional to r square. What is r? R is this distance. So can we write this formula, electric field intensity, in form of Q? Okay, then it would be more clearer to us. So just write this formula in form of Q. So as we know that, what is sigma? Sigma is charge per unit area. So we wrote Q is equal to, what is charge? 4 pi this capital R square we calculated into sigma. Can we write sigma as Q upon 4 pi capital R square? Can we write like this? Yes. So in place of this sigma, we will write Q upon 4 pi R square. So we would write E is equal to R square upon epsilon naught R square. So in place of sigma, we would write Q upon 4 pi capital R square. This R square and R square is cancelled. So we can write this as a 1 upon this 4 pi and epsilon naught together. 4 pi epsilon naught this capital Q upon small r square. Have you remembered this formula? E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon r square. This is the formula for the point charge at the center, and you have to find the value of electric field intensity due to the point charge. So we can say that this sphere would behave like a point charge for the large distance. So this formula E is equal to, we have already done this, E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q upon R square. What is Q? Q is the charge throughout on the surface. For the long distance, this sphere would behave like a point charge, and this, if the charge on the surface is Q, value would be E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R square. Okay. Now let us consider value of electric field intensity inside the sphere. So value of electric field intensity E at this point P, which is inside the sphere. So to calculate electric field intensity inside the shell when all the charges are lying on the surface. Now we have to find electric field intensity inside the shell. Suppose this is the point where we have to find the value of electric field intensity, and all the charges are lying on the surface. So what we have to do is, again, step number 1. What is step 1? Step 1 is, first we have to imagine Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface would be, again, it is a sphere. Okay, suppose of radius small r. So small r, and this is capital R. Okay. So step number 2. Step 2 is we have to see the symmetry of E and theta. So as we have done before, if you will see over here, E electric field intensity radially outward, A outward, theta 0. Again on the surface, on the Gaussian surface, if we will consider this surface, E is radially outward, A outward, and theta is 0. So throughout on the Gaussian surface, symmetry of E and theta is there. Now step number 3, which is very important. In step number 3, we have to see Q inside. What is the charge inside this Gaussian surface? This is the Gaussian surface, and we have to go inside the Gaussian surface and we have to see the charge. How much charges are lying inside the Gaussian surface? See, inside this Gaussian surface there is no charge. Why? Because all charges are lying on the sphere, outward on the surface of the sphere. So there is no charge inside the Gaussian surface. So step number 4. Step 4 is we have to calculate the formula. We have to E A cos theta is Q upon epsilon naught. Since Q is 0, so electric field intensity inside this shell is 0. So there is no electric field intensity inside this spherical shell. If it is conducting, non-conducting, hollow, or it is a solid conducting sphere, because in case of solid conducting sphere, all these charges will spread on the outside surface. Okay, so this is the case of electrostatic shielding, where when charges are lying outside and there is no electric field inside the shell. So you must have observed that when you are inside the lift, and if you have a mobile phone with you, okay, and you don't receive signals inside the lift, what is the reason behind? Because signals, the mobile signal, it contains electromagnetic signal. It consists of electromagnetic waves, and when it strike on the lift, on the metal surface of the lift, it spread outward on the surface. It doesn't come inside. That's why we don't receive any signal inside the lift. So this is the case of electrostatic shielding. So if we have a hollow conducting or non-conducting sphere, or the solid conducting surface, electric field inside it is 0. There is no electric field inside the surface. So let us discuss this graph. As we know that electric field intensity inside the shell is 0 and outside it is sigma upon epsilon naught r square upon r square, where r is the radius of this circle of this shell, and at r distance we have to find the value of electric field intensity. This is in terms of sigma, and in terms of q we can write 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon r square. In both the times we can say that E is inversely proportional to r square, and inside E is 0, E inside is 0, and E outside is inversely proportional to r square. So let us draw the graph. See here, E is 0 and r is 0. This is r, and this in y-axis we have taken, this is electric field intensity. So inside, this is the center, at the center value of E will be 0. Here again it is 0, 0, 0, electric field is 0, again electric field is 0, electric field is 0. Here what is the value of electric field intensity on the surface? On the surface it would be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. It will have some value, that is Q upon, instead of r we will write this distance r, that is r square. This is the value of electric field intensity on the surface. As we go further, value of E is decreasing. See, if we draw it like this on the y-axis, here E is inversely proportional to r square, means E is continuously decreasing. Here E is inversely proportional to r square. So this is the graph of shell, value of electric field intensity inside the shell and outside the shell, how it is decreasing. It will not need to go like this. This would be the graph of electric field intensity inside and outside the shell.